is Christina Scarborough.
And I'm Annalisa Price,
reporting for the Lead News Network.
Tuesday evening, various caucuses gathered with their respective committees to unveil their bills to the public for the first time. As they were being questioned, they recognized any flaws within their bills and began polishing and adjusting their bills so that they are ready and prepared for the upcoming vote.
This bill proposes joining our fellow states, Maryland and California, in its views on lowering their own voting laws to the minimum age of 16.
So, as Representative Vischer said, this bill will lower the voting age from 18 to 16 in order to privilege these people with a voice and the ability to make changes in our country.
Has to be given to the physician. The physician is the only person that can get the paper. Then the physician has to sign the paper, and then the patient also has to sign it.
What happens if the physician wants the patient to take the drug, but the patient doesn't want to take the drug?
They don't have to. The patient has to sign off on the paper.
And that signature, can you prove that signature cannot be forged?
Well, I guess it could be, but the physician cannot force someone to take it. And if the patient is unconscious, then the family would have to sign off. So
we're talking about and supporting House Bill 98. Let's say we have our friend Joe Cecil. Joe Cecil was on the way home from his football game. He hit up the diner with some of his friends. Now, Joe Cecil didn't have his wallet, so he went out to the car. While he was getting his wallet, he witnessed a shooting. Now, this was a complicated process throughout court, and some of the witnesses lied. They put Cecil behind bars. Now, this was an unfortunate situation because he did not do the crime that he was convicted for. Later on, 10 years down the road, he got exonerated. He went back to normal life, right? Well, unfortunately, not quite. You see, on his record, he still had a dirty record saying that he was accused of this crime. These are the two issues which we face today. The first is that we do not have a structured system for compensation for wrongfully accused criminals. And the second is that when wrongfully criminals are acquitted, their records are not wiped clean.
The innocent people who were wrongly convicted deserve the same opportunities that everyone else has. It is time we restore equality to those who are wrongfully incarcerated. Please stand with us and vote for House Bill 98.
Senators and representatives are working hard to perfect their speeches and their bills. Yesterday, representatives of all parties gathered together in committee to debate the different aspects of their bills. Tough questions were asked and wise answers were given. Tomorrow, once the representatives and senators have voted, the bills will either pass into law or die. Good luck to all.
House Bill 4181 before us, banning minors from using cell phone while driving.
Distracted driving is one of the #1 causes of death in our country, and statistics have shown that minors are more susceptible to those types of distractions. And so in my own conscience, knowing that this bill will save lives by decreasing the likelihood of teens using their phones as a distractive while operating a motor vehicle, it is going to be beneficial for all of us as a whole, because we won't have to worry about, first of all, teens' lives being in jeopardy, but also the lives of all others who are on the road as well. So that is why I support this bill, and the bill will basically prohibit the use of cell phones for people under 18 while they are on the road.
Like that has been largely addressed, where I hope, and I have no specific information to this, that Verizon has addressed what they call, quote, human error in not getting the information to them faster.
Family as being an emergency situation, and now his rights are being infringed on. You see what I'm saying? And there can be other situations. That is just maybe one example of somebody having that misuse.
And so someone, if the minority doesn't want you in office, well, unfortunately they'll have to deal with it because the majority does.
What statistics do you have that more people live in these trials than die?
That is a great question, because I was looking at Right to Try website and I saw testimonials of people living. I could not find stats. So maybe some other people were able to find stats. Did not.
Representative Langless. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Would the fact that 16-year-olds are facing many of, and can do many of the same things that 18-year-olds can do, drive and pay taxes, why should we not give them the right to vote?
Right, and I think that's why our organization is focused on specifically educating our young 16 and 17-year-olds so that when they do reach the age that they're able to vote, that they can be well informed. It's certainly not about disenfranchising anyone, but certainly we want people voting in our elections, making decisions for our nation to be as informed as possible, to make the best decisions possible.
Looks like it's a 6-6. Wow, what a surprise. Did anyone see this coming? As the chair, I will pass the deciding and tie-breaking vote then, and I will vote yea. So it will go to committee.
This week, 12 countries competed in feats of strength to see who would rise to the top. Several team captains were interviewed for the reactions to the games. The Tower of Babel, but with cups, proved to be a highlight game for the athletes. Ultimately, Oz the Great and Powerful dominated in first place for feats of strength, followed by Asgard and Camelot for second and Tatooine in third. All citizens represented their countries with great vigor, excellence, and skill. Congratulations to all, and may you continue to make your countries proud.
This is Christina Scarborough with Lead News Network, and I'm here with Ashton Smith, a team captain of which country?
Atlantis.
Did you have a strategy?
Overall, our strategy was kind of just teamwork and brute force.
Brute force?
Yeah, especially with the minute to win it. We all kind of, for instance, with the noodle picking up one, our teammate Alex, he just went straight forward and was just was steamrolling it really. Yeah, he got all of the noodles really fast. For the cup stacking one, the Tower of Babel, the main thing we did there was we had more teammates than could currently hold the strings, so we had one person directing everyone and another person getting ready with the next cup.
We all had a great time. My favorite was the volleyball, so.
How was the sportsmanship out there?
It was very good. I think that everybody did a great job, and I can't wait for next year. Probably like one of the best days so far, so it was great. I really think that we had some really good players on our team, and that was a great advantage. But all teams did great, and so I think that we did great.
Ella, can you tell me which team you were representing?
I was representing Rivendell.
What was your favorite event at today's Feats of Strength?
My favorite event would have to be the speed volleyball. Even though it was very hectic, it was a lot of fun, and we ended up winning at speed volleyball.
Mandy, what was your part in the games today?
I was an official referee for the Feats of Strength game Tower of Babel, but with cups.
How did the game go?
The game was a very interesting experiment, particularly socially and linguistically. What happened was halfway through the game, we made them realize that we meant what we said when we said Tower of Babel, but with cups. The most common languages we encountered were a slight bit of Pig Latin, miming, excessive grunting, and some broken Spanish. The broken Spanish did a lot, actually. It was not because the words were correct, but because they were said with so much emotion and emphasis, the team got what was going on, even though they only said uno and despacito numerous times.
Were there any teams whose athletic abilities stood out to you today?
Athletic ability in our game was not necessarily in the forefront. However, huge shout out to Oz and their captain Nick Nunez, who sacrificed himself for a team by becoming a wind block on the cement.
Thank you very much, Mandy. This is Christina Scarborough with Lead News Network.
Despite Chester and Erie leading the charge to release sensor products, all 5 companies experienced roughly the same success. Each of the companies are working hard to create products and develop their companies.
This is Benjamin Odom with the Lead News Network, and I'm here interviewing Hannah Wong. So Hannah, which company do you work for?
Baldwin.
I'm the finance executive for Erie Corporation.
I work for Digby Corp. My position is R&D, Research and Development.
Chester Enterprises. I am the production manager.
Andrews. I am the research and development. I don't know if you put officer after that like you do CFO, but that's what I do.
Your company's kind of planning out the next 2 years and what you're going to do. How are you feeling about the numbers that you're going to get back?
Good. We're somewhat restricted by being the numbers we have so far, but we have plans, and once we get started, we'll be able to do a lot more because we will have higher stock prices and more money to work with. But we have a good plan.
We're feeling good. We're feeling prepared and ready for the challenge of this week.
Well, we learned a lot round one, mainly because we didn't do great the first day. Second day, we really pulled through. I think a lot of that was just because other companies, they tried something different that didn't work. So we're trying to figure out, it's mainly not what are we going to do, we're just trying to figure out what are the other companies going to
So
do.
you said that round one was a little, or year one was a little tough for you. Are you thinking that stock is going to start out low and then skyrocket later on, or?
Honestly, I have no idea. But, if you're doing well at the beginning and in the middle, then you could potentially really get ahead at the end. But it really is the end that matters. So we're going to kind of do a little bit of experimenting at the beginning because 2 years actually isn't a lot of time to figure out your strategy. But we've got some ideas.
All right, so you said you're aiming for the low-tech market, just trying to get as many products out there as you can?
Yes, we're trying to get as many as we can, keeping prices lower, but still putting out a good product.
What's your plan?
Well, some of it will have to be classified because there are other businesses, but we are planning on staying on top of the market, targeting each segment of the market so that we will ensure sales and high sales. And we're planning on cutting costs and cutting prices as well. So while having low costs and low prices, we can still make a profit.
We're trying some things. We're setting up some things. We have some big plans and we got a bright future ahead. But we don't want to talk about it until it comes out and we see the numbers.
Do better.
Is there any specific market that you're trying to target, provided you're allowed to tell me?
I don't think I am allowed to tell you. Yeah, I don't think I'm allowed to tell you.
I wish all the other corporations good luck. And yeah, let's have a good time.
Invest in the chest. Put your stocks towards Digby.
Baldwin is the best company.
Andrews to the moon. Invest.
All right, thank you for your time. This has been Benjamin Odom with the Lead News Network.
Don't forget to attend tonight's Investors Summit, where Andrews, Baldwin, Chester, Digby, and Erie will have presented their products. And don't forget to invest your Muffet Bucks after the summit.
Thank you for joining us today. I'm Annalisa Price.
And I'm Christina Scarborough, reporting from the Lead News Network.